Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be prepping for a tea party. I really love tea parties. I love all those movie scenes like in Marie Antoinette when they're out having some tea and there's like a bunch of French pastries around and macaroons, and it's just really cute and everyone gets together on like a lawn or something. I'm going to show you quickly how to make clotted cream. It's super easy. And then we'll get moving on to the carrot cake. So the first thing you need for clotted cream is an oven-safe dish. So I'm using this one, and you want it to be as wide as possible. You want like a lot of surface area because you're only going to be taking the top layer of whatever is made. Now the second thing you need is some heavy whipping cream, and we're gonna just pour this into the dish. Now we're gonna wanna put this into the oven and leave it in there for 12 hours. Make sure you preheat your oven to 175 degrees. Okay, I'm gonna check on the clotted cream. I think it's looking good. After you take your clotted cream out of the oven, you're gonna wanna cover it with saran wrap and stick it in the fridge. So the clotted cream is ready, and I'm just gonna put it in a pretty bowl. That would be nuts if I actually made clotted cream.
Didn't you?
It looks like it came out right. Okay, so now we're moving on to the carrot cake. I've only ever made carrot cake one other time before, and that was for my boyfriend Justin's birthday, his 23rd birthday. And I'm gonna do it again. Last time I had help from his grandmother, and it came out really good. But she like bakes all the time, so I'm just gonna see how I can do. The instructions on this recipe that his grandmother sent me says to combine all of the ingredients into a large bowl and mix it until it's well blended. The recipe I'm using asks for 1.5 cups of corn oil. I didn't realize I didn't have corn oil, so hopefully olive oil is going to do fine. Then 2 cups of sugar, 3 eggs, 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, also 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then 2 cups of shredded carrots. So I have this 1 cup here, and I have my carrots all ready to be shredded into there. For the cake batter, you'll also need 1/2 cup of crushed pineapple. After keeping the wet and dry ingredients separate, mix them either by hand or in a mixer. Use a stick of butter to butter your cake pan and stick them in the oven for an hour at 350 degrees. Now let's do the icing. You want 1 cup of chopped nuts, so I'm using walnuts, I think that'd be the best, and 1/2 cup of crushed pineapple. You'll also need 3 ounces of cream cheese, 1 1/4 cups of powdered sugar, and 1 stick of margarine. You can double these if you're doing a double layer cake. I just got off the phone with my sister, and she is teaching me how to level a cake. So you see how when the cake comes out, it's all bumpy. You don't just want to throw those 2 pieces on top of each other. You want to cut off the bottom piece, and this is the top, right? And then what I'm about to do is I'm going to take a Ziploc bag, put my icing in it, and then pipe it in swirls from the middle out. I super gently spread it out all over. You don't want to touch any of the cake because then you'll just get crumbs inside of this middle, and when you cut into it, it won't look as pretty. Now take your other cake, place it on top, and ice the entire outside of the cake, making it a very thin layer. Let it sit and dry, and then put on the second layer. You can decorate the cake with a carrot if you want. I've also seen people crush walnuts and stick them on the sides of the cake. Okay guys, so my cake is ready. It looks really cute. We're starting our cheese board. For a cheese board, you're gonna want like 4 different kinds of cheeses, or 3, depending on how many people are gonna come, just to have variety. Then you're gonna want some jam and some honey. I left that downstairs though. And then 3 or 2 different kind of crackers. You want like grapes or strawberries. I'm just using both to put on the edges. That's a little more of like decoration. I'm going to start out by putting out the cheese that's already cubed. And I like to try to do some sort of design on the board. So I place them all like one at a time. Now let's place down the crackers. You can create patterns with the cheese and crackers and fruit. And done, we finished our cheese plate, and I think it looks very pretty. I'm gonna start up with cutting up some of my sandwich stuff, but we are gonna get back to it because I don't want the bread to be soggy. Here I'm making 4 types of sandwiches for the tea party, and I'll leave all the recipes in the description box. The most basic tea party sandwich is going to be cream cheese and cucumber. So I have some whipped cream cheese here, so it's easier to spread. And I'm just going to take some Wonder Bread and spread all of the whipped cream cheese on it. And for my last fancy sandwich, I'm doing, you could do a baguette, but I'm doing this bun with some butter, jam, some sliced pears, and prosciutto. Thank you all so much for watching. I absolutely loved doing this tea party, and it was a very cute evening with everybody. Drank champagne, tea, of course, and had lots of sweets. See you in my next video. Bye.